Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of Raising Champions Academy. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Chini Udofia and I am the founder of Raising Champions Academy. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. You are welcome to my channel. Yes, in case you are just watching my videos for the very first time, my name is Chini Udofia. I am the founder of Raising Champions Academy. And yes, it's an online academy where we train the young ones on finding and fulfilling purpose. Yes, so we know, we believe, and we know that everyone is born with a purpose. Everyone is born with a seed of greatness in them. Every child is a champion in the making. And that's why we believe that we say that champions are not born, but champions are made. But then there is a template. The Raising Champions Academy, God has given us a template to raise our children to be champions. And that is why I need you, as you watch it, please, I need you to subscribe. I need you to, come on board. I alone cannot raise a champion. So I need you parents, I need you caregivers to come together, to come with me so we can raise our children to be the champions that God has ordained them to be. We have other videos in this channel. I've talked about why we should raise our children as champions. If we don't raise them, what happens? Or, why do we need to raise them and all of that? We have made videos on all of that. You may want to just go back and watch to know why you should raise your child to be a champion. All right, so today, okay, so before I go on to today, I just want to say thank you for those that have subscribed. Thank you for everyone that watches, that clicks on the link and watches the video. Please, I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. I also want to beg you to please share in your community and encourage your friends to subscribe. What it takes to subscribe, just to click on the subscribe button, right? Please just click on that subscribe button, like it, share it, invite someone to watch it, and I know you will be blessed and your friend will also be blessed. All right, so we want to talk about teaching our children, our champions in making choices. Now, for someone to be a champion, you know, something has brought you to a level where you became a champion. We come face to face with situations where we need to make choices. So those choices will either make us to be champions or spoil the opportunity, mar that opportunity to be a champion. So at every point in life, we make a choice that either makes us a champion or makes us an ex-champion, or then as in not being a champion, right? So today I want to talk about choice, guiding our children, our champions, in making the choices that will bring them to be those champions that God has ordained them to be. Yes, like we say, the right or the wrong choice, right? It's either you make the right choice or you make the wrong choice. All right, so for me, I like to always say that there is nothing like a right or a wrong choice. Yes, you heard me, but I'm going to explain. Right, so what makes a choice right? Because you want to make a choice. Sometimes when we are faced with a situation, we don't even know which is right or wrong. Okay, so but then what eventually makes it right is the motive. So I dare say that your choice may be right or wrong, depends on your motive. So one thing we want to do when we are guiding our children, these are our champions in becoming the champions that God has ordained them to be, is to teach them to make choices on the right motive. All right, so we're going to I'm going to buttress my point. I'm going to be taking a story from the Bible. And that's the story in 2 Kings chapter 7, verse 3 to 20. That's a very familiar story. It's a story of four lepers. Now, these four lepers, as we know in those days, or in the Bible days, those that are leper are considered to be unclean. So the leper, they are sent out to the outskirts of the city. They are not to mingle with the other people that are clean, right? So they are said to be unclean, in quote. So they are put at the outskirts of the city. Now, these four lepers were in their position. And then there was a famine in the land of Samaria. There was dryness, there was hunger, and they were seated there. So one day they said to themselves and said, why are we sitting here? If we go into our city, the city of Samaria, there's hunger, there's famine. There will be no food for us, we will die. If we sit here, we're also going to die because we don't have food to eat. Don't you think we should go to the Syrian camp? Those people have food. They are rich. They have lots of food. Let's go. Now, peradventure, when we get there, they kill us, we will die. If they decide to save us alive, then we will live and eat. They made a choice to go into the Syrian camp. What was the motive? They needed to survive. They needed to eat. Now, they were not sure if their choice was right or wrong. The choice could have been right. The choice could have been wrong. I'm sorry, not right or left. It's right or wrong. The choice could have been right. The choice could have been wrong. But then they had a motive. And what was the motive? The motive was, we are hungry. We need to eat. If we sit here, we die of hunger. We go to the Samaritan camp, our camp, we die of hunger because there's famine. We go to the Syrian camp, there is food, but two things are involved. It's either they kill us, we die, which we're also going to die if we're here, or then they choose to save us and give us food. Who knows? Then we eat and live. And they settle. And guess what happened? As they began to get close to the Syrian camp, the Lord magnified their steps, and their steps started coming like that of a giant, like that of a warrior. And the Syrians heard their foot sound and ran and left their camp. If you're a Christian, you've read this, you are familiar with this, and that was what happened. So they left and got to the Syrian camp, and guess what? There was nobody in the camp. And there were lots of food. The power of choice. Now, what made that choice? The motive. Let's go. We need food. Let us go. And they went. So why did I say that a choice is not about right or wrong? It's about your motive. Yes, you want to make a choice, or we guide our children in making choices, and we teach them the motive. Now, the Bible says that God weighs the intents of the heart. Those lepers, when they were making those choices, didn't even know that God was involved. Didn't know that, why? Because God supports choices. God says in the book of Deuteronomy 30:19, it says, see, I have set thee this day life and death. Choose ye, make your choice. But he said, I advise you to choose life so that you and your children will live. What makes it looks right, that our choices are right, is the motive. Because sometimes we don't know what is at the other end, at the end of our choice. We don't know the result. We don't even know. But it's the motive. I talk to young people and I tell them that, see, God is the one that knows everyone's heart. When you're making a choice, maybe choice of career, choice of marriage, or whatever choice, God knows what your motive was when you were making that choice. So at the point where you made that choice, you said yes to something. The yes may be wrong, but because God saw the motive, he knows how to turn it around for your good, and that's true. But when we go into a choice with the wrong motive, it doesn't come out well. So, number one thing we need to do in this year 2025, this is already February, but then whenever you wake up, that's when you start working. Teach yourself as a parent, as a caregiver, and teach your children, your champions, your words, how to make choices based on motive. What's the reason why we are insisting that our children must go a particular way? What's the reason why we're insisting that our children must take a particular course? What's the reason why we're insisting on a particular thing? What's the motive? The Bible says that the Lord sees the heart. He weighs the intents, and he gives everyone according to the intents of our hearts, not even according to the choices you made. In making that choice, God goes beyond the choice and begin to look at the intent of your heart, intent of my heart when I was making that choice. So yes, in Raising Champions this year, number one thing you need to note is that in making choice, we need to teach our children that the motive is most important than whether the choice is right or wrong. Because your motive determines the outcome, the result of your choice. There is always an invisible hand, and that's the hand of God working. It's invisible. Now look at those lepers. They took that decision. They didn't know God's hand was in it. So even in our journey of life, when we take decisions, God is involved in our journey of life. So that's why when we make choices, it's like, but this thing I didn't know. God is involved. There's an invisible hand that turns things around either for good or for bad, depending on our motive. So yes, you may want to begin to teach your words, your champions, your seeds on how to make the right choice by checking that the motive is right. Thank you so much for watching this video. And please don't end by just watching. I need you to please subscribe if you haven't done that already, and share it to at least one person, and tell the person to also subscribe after watching. Thank you so much for watching. Till I come your way next time, remember this is Raising Champions Academy YouTube channel, and please remember to subscribe, to share, to like, and to set your notification button so that when next we come with a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you so much. I'm rooting for you. I'm trusting God that together we are going to raise these children as champions, and they're going to fulfill the purpose that God has given them to fulfill. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. I am Chini Udofia, and I want to see you again. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.